2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Northbridge or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Well, this episode really has got something for everybody because everybody likes the Titanic and this has a lot of Titanic content in it.
Especially our friend Carlo.
Yeah, I was going to send him the chat
Should
with
send it
Emily.
to him, yeah. Yeah, we've got a friend, Carlo, who loves Titanic.
Then again, I feel like Carlo is so into the Titanic that he would listen to it and be like, yeah, I knew all that.
This is very base grade Titanic
Very
knowledge.
base grade.
Yeah,
I hope
yeah.
Carlo's listening to this. He'll be touched.
Well, he might listen to the extended cut, though.
Okay.
True, there is an extended cut as
Yep.
well, worth sussing.
The stories we got in BS meter were unbelievable. Side note, there'll be an intro for that next week.
One day.
No, I want to say it out loud because if I say it out loud, then I'll have to do it. We've been meaning to do it for a few weeks now. So, yeah.
Okay, I think this is slightly targeted at me because I do the parody song intros.
No, we do need to do it and we keep forgetting.
Yeah, I think it's on. It's on.
It's on
all of
everyone.
us.
It's on. It's on it. Yeah, okay.
Any ideas, just quickly?
Yeah, you know, in the movie, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and they play bullshit.
No.
What about
okay.
you know, the Fergie song, like instead of oh shit, it's like bullshit.
I think
The
that's
meter's coming to town, bullshit. you know, like
a small part of that
bullshit,
song.
bullshit. But in the bus meter's coming up, bullshit.
Scott, can we cut that and make that the
You know what I mean?
intro?
Like, 30, 24, 10, bullshit. You know,
I like that.
It's kind of catchy.
All right, enjoy the pod.
Previously on Ben, Liam and Belle.
Ryan, your girlfriend had a car crash with a celeb. What happened?
Coming out of Rod Laver Arena, the limousine happened to just bump her, and jumped out of the car was Celine Dion.
And now, live across Australia, this is Ben, Liam and Belle.
She actually got my girlfriend into the limousine, and they had a glass of champagne.
She completely forgot to exchange insurance details and you had to replace the bumper.
Good evening, Australia. You might have heard a bit of Celine Dion there. Well, very fitting because we are doing this.
Have you ever touched this? Have you touched
The Titanic. We've done like Have You Touched a Grammy? You know, Have You Touched the World Cup? Have You Touched the Titanic? This is a tricky one.
Very tricky.
But I suppose like you don't like have to like because I don't know if anyone's like I don't think any diver has ever been. They obviously have the submersibles. We don't know what happened there. But they would have people that have bits of it that like you know study it
like pirates and stuff.
What?
No, I don't think pirates would get
No,
that.
like the museums and exhibitions
Yeah,
that
like,
tour it
pirates,
around.
There would be sea pirates that have gone down and taken bits of it.
No,
In what? An expensive submersible?
Yeah, I don't know. I can see pirates more just float around the top and rob people. I don't think
No.
they get down to the bottom of the ocean.
I guarantee you there'd be rich people who pay sea pirates to go and take bits
What
of
are
it.
these sea pirates he's talking about?
I guarantee it.
Oh, I hope we get a sea pirate this evening. I feel like this is completely made up. But look,
take
hey, look,
from
look.
Ben.
If you are some sort of marine archaeologist, if you are a rich sea pirate who's managed to fund your own way down there and steal parts of the Titanic,
No, the millionaires would fund the journey.
right? And then these, okay, fair enough. 13, 24, 10. Prove us wrong. We want to speak to someone who's touched the Titanic.
Even if you've touched a piece of it, if
Like,
you
just a little
have, if you've moved a piece of the Titanic around, we'll take it.
Rick joins us now. You've touched the Titanic?
Super, super close. Closer than most. I've been so close, I've actually held the Oscar that was won for the Titanic.
Oh, James Cameron's Oscar.
No, John Landau, the producer.
Oh, that's, yeah, it's a
Oh,
name.
no, you're right. No, you're right.
Yeah, it's a name you don't remember.
No, you're right.
Hang on, Rick. So you held the Oscar, but hang on, have you been near the ship?
Well, no, I can't say I've been near the ship. Just held the Oscar.
Yeah, pretty
which
cool.
I'd hope was, something to do with the ship, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It was based on the ship.
Well, yeah.
Close enough, right?
So how did you get to hold that?
I had a friend that lived in the States, and when I was living over there, she was the babysitter for John Landau, and he was off for a weekend, and we decided to have a party at his place. So I grabbed it and started giving my speech.
Oh.
And much to my friend's dismay, she was not happy. Put it down, put it back.
It's so funny. And I love the fact that you keep saying John Landau like we would all know. It's obviously,
how do you not know?
It's a very cool story, but it's just like, it's funny that you're like, John Landau. John Landau's
No, you're right, Liam.
Yeah.
Good on you, Rick. Thanks for calling.
John in Sydney. Now, your son touched the Titanic.
Yeah, technically he did. Technically he can touch it every day if he feels like it.
What do you mean?
Well, we went to an exhibition in Melbourne of the Titanic year before last, and he bought himself a coal-encrusted coin, souvenir coin, that was made from coal from the Titanic.
Oh, that sounds like a scam to me.
Oh, well, hey, take it from someone who has a piece of the Berlin Wall on their fridge magnet. I believe that because I'm a tourist and I bought stuff like that in the past.
So, John, are you saying that they went down, got the coal from the Titanic, and then engraved it into a coin?
Well, that's how they sold it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I suppose we're not super convinced yet. I mean, like, I would just hope someone has been even closer. Jane, what about you? Have you touched the Titanic?
Hey, yeah. So my parents have a couple of sort of rich, eccentric friends, and one of them bought a piece of shattered plate from the Titanic in an auction, and he keeps it on his yacht. And one time he invited us onto his yacht and let us touch the plate.
I bet he bought it from from an ocean pirate, the ones I was talking about before.
The ocean pirate. Also, that would be cursed. I wouldn't put that on a ship.
Yeah, true.
What's the worst that could happen? Yeah.
Emily, you have touched the Titanic.
I have. I've seen it out my little submersible window.
Whoa.
I mean, are you for real? That is like a mind-blowing thing to even say, right?
It certainly is. It was the experience of my life. I like to say that I peaked early.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to top, to be fair.
So tell us the story of how you saw the Titanic.
Yeah, well, I was really lucky. I was a young thing, and my friend had a website where you could see opportunities that were coming up, and I saw it on there, and I sent in a video, and they picked me, and I went to the Titanic.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness. And what do you do for work?
I work as a curator at the Australian National Maritime Museum.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like you would have appreciated it.
That's it. It's not like you worked at Hungry Jack's and you won a competition and you're like, this is sick. Like you've got a bit of experience in this field.
How long is the trip from the top of the water down to the Titanic?
It's pretty long. It's a big commitment. It's about a 12-hour round trip.
Whoa.
You have to get down there, and then once you're on the bottom, you have a few hours to do your work. And I will tell you, they just pass like butterfly wings.
I can imagine.
So fast.
You'd be in such a sort of refined, close-knit space, right? Like you're obviously not claustrophobic.
No, and you really have to like your sub-buddies.
Yeah, of course.
You got to get along.
And you got to hope they've not had beans for dinner the night before.
Who was your sub-buddies?
We were on the Russian research vessel Academic Mstislav Kildish, and our pilot, Zhenya, was incredibly experienced. And then with me, I had Mike Degree, a noted cinematographer. So I was there with, the best of the best who really knew what they were doing. And then I'm just bopping along for the ride.
Yeah. Emily joining us right now. She's been to the Titanic surface. And I feel like not only because of the film, but James Cameron, I think people, it's kind of like a known fact that he's a bit of a Titanic nerd. He loves it. He's been down there a few times. Have you ever crossed paths with the big man?
I was actually on the voyage with James Cameron.
Oh! I mean, you didn't mention that. You mentioned all these Russian guys that we'd never heard of, but James Cameron was there as well?
No, I mean, I didn't see much of him. Right? Because he's incredibly dedicated to his work. I have so much respect for that man. So he was always, in his cabin planning the dive and diving the plan, But yeah, it was an honor. And luckily, he came to open. We have an exhibition on at the Maritime Museum, Ultimate Depth, to dive to the bottom of the sea, which is about the 5 zones of the ocean. And his submersible that he took to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, the deepest part of the ocean, is on display in the exhibition. So he came to visit, and I got to be like, "Hi, I'm Emily. You don't remember me?" It was very nice.
Once you're a sub buddy, you're a sub buddy for life. That's the dang thing.
Fair enough.
Well, you're definitely one of the only people left that've seen the Titanic.
Yeah, how many people in Australia did it? Because you're in Australia, Em. How many people in this country do you think have been there? Are you the only one?
Oh, I feel like I should be able to answer that question, but I don't know. But I think it's a really good call out that we need to send more people to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
a big, vast 70% of the planet. We should explore it.
I agree. We're not getting any more calls as well, so I think we're just going to go. We're just going to assume. I think you're the only one, Em. I think, and man, thank you so much for all your time and answering all these questions. This is incredible.
Oh, my pleasure. It's fun to talk to you.
I've had a look. 240 people in the entire world have been to the Titanic site.
So if we do the maths on that, you think Australia's population compared to that, I think you are the only one.
Yep,
Em, you're the only one.
I'll put it in my calculator.
I feel so special, guys.
Yeah, certainly what we're going to put on the podcast anyway, so no need to look into it.
Thank you so much, Em. It was a pleasure to speak to you.
My pleasure. Have a great night.
Legend, thank you. Nick joins us in Sydney now. You touched the Titanic.
I literally have, yes.
With your bare hands?
With my bare hand, yes.
Okay, so tell us how you managed that.
So I don't know if it's still going, but in Vegas at the Luxor Hotel, which is the Pyramid Hotel, they had a world-class exhibition with a whole lot of stuff that they salvaged off the bottom of the ocean where the Titanic was. And they actually have the biggest piece in the world recovered from the bottom of the Atlantic of the Titanic on display.
Yeah.
And I touched it.
Or is it like guarded or something? Or
it's got some ropes around it and stuff, but the guide said we could have a feel of it. So it was a pretty special thing, but the whole experience was really well put together by the Luxor, and if it's still going, I'd recommend anyone to go
unreal.
And have a look.
Nick sounds like you work for them. But to me, as soon as I hear Vegas and like, oh yeah, there was just a bit of rope around it, I'm instantly is it?
It is inside a giant fake pyramid in Vegas. Carolyn, in Sydney, you touched the Titanic?
My great-grandfather helped build the Titanic in Belfast at Harland and Wolff.
Whoa! I mean, so it's in your blood. It's in there somewhere. There's a family connection.
Yes, all my family worked in the shipyard around that time, and I think we actually still have family that works there.
Oh, that's incredible, Carolyn. And obviously, famously, it didn't get to the other side, but I'm sure that had nothing to do with the craftsmanship of your granddad.
I hope not.
No.
It would bring great shame to your family.
Well, it's that, you know what I mean? Like, normally if it's like, they built the Empire State. It's like, they built the Titanic. Oh, well, obviously not strong enough, was it? The unsinkable ship, but it was.
Great call, Carolyn. Thank you.
Rabil joins us now. You've touched the Titanic?
I have. I'm actually wearing a piece of it.
What do you mean? You got a Titanic necklace?
No, it's actually a watch. A salvage team brought up a piece which was later on sold, long story short, souvenired by one of the crew, and ended up as watch dials.
Yeah, right. And so how much did you pay for a piece like that?
The watch ended up costing me about $25,000.
Oh my gosh, Rabil, are you just like a huge fan of the Titanic?
No, I'm a watch collector.
I see. And is that the most expensive watch you have in your collection?
No.
All right. I mean, well, let's give us your top then.
Patek Philippe.
The what, sorry?
Nautilus. Patek Philippe Nautilus, which is about $130,000 odd.
Oh, what makes it so special?
That watch is just stainless steel. That's absolute rubbish. It's just the name you're paying for.
Wow. I mean, that's insane. Now, have you got a Rolex in there as well?
Several. But the thing is, I'm over Rolex.
You're a bit over.
When you've got a watch and it's got the literal Titanic in it, you'd probably be over Rolex.
What's your everyday watch? Is it the Titanic one or something else?
It's a Titanic one.
Yeah, right. So you've got it on you right now.
Yes.
Wow. Very cool.
Is this what you do for work?
I actually do deliveries for work.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Yeah, I won't dig too much into your finances, but that's
Yeah, it is incredible.
Good on you, Rabil.
I bet you can't keep a mewing streak for this whole podcast.
13 24 10. We want to know what was in their bedroom that gave you the ick. We don't really talk about maths a lot on this show, but if you are watching the show, you would know that it is Homestays Week this week, which means that the partners go and meet the other partner's family. They see their home and their bedrooms especially and the way they live. And on the promo last night, it showed that one of the wives, Jackie, went to her husband Ryan's house and was totally given the ick.
All right, welcome.
Jackie's eye-opening experience sees emotions reach breaking point.
I did see this promo last night on TV, and it's definitely a fully grown man with a child's bedroom.
Yeah. And, I'll be the first to say, I'll put my hand up there and say I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And my room probably didn't reflect my age when I met my wife.
You had a single bed for ages.
It was a king single, mate. Okay. And it was a small rental. So I needed space for activities. And yes, the Beatles posters probably weren't necessary that I cut out. I had them sort of jumping around the room. And don't laugh, mate. I like the Beatles. And the Star Wars bedspread probably was one of my main issues. But once we iron those creases out, and Sarah ended up decorating the house, awesome,
13 24 10. What was in their bedroom that gave you the ick? Jess in Melbourne, good evening. What was in the room?
So he had a cat or kittens, and he had all of the kitty litter and the kitty litter trays in the bedroom, and all of the empty cat food tins. And then he was big into gaming. And had all of the figurines, boxes and boxes and boxes of them. So, he couldn't move. But there was.
That sounds horrible. It sounds like a nightmare.
If you were to sort of get out of bed the wrong way, you could put a stray foot into a kitty litter.
Yeah. I can smell the room that you're talking about now, and I don't like it.
Jess, can I ask, are you still with them?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
I'm very much the opposite. And so I don't want to say I'm like Jackie because I wouldn't do that to myself, but I like things neat and tidy, but that was sort of a window into the future. And
it feels like he's so lazy that when he's poning noobs and just feeding his cat next to him, if he's hungry because he hasn't eaten in 2 days and he's gaming, he's just like, I'm just going to have a tin of cat food. Why not? I'm not leaving the room, obviously.
Jess, that is perfect. Thank you very much. Have a great night. 13 24 10 on Nova. We want to know what was in their room that gave you the ick.
Dot, good evening. What was in their room?
Hi, yeah. I walked in, it was my mid-20s, guys about the same age, and he had these Star Wars figurines and some sort of galactic thing I'd never heard of, and he looked at me like I was weird because I didn't know.
Oh, was it the Millennium Falcon, possibly? Because that did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. It would make sense if he...
No. I knew the Star Wars stuff,
Okay,
but then
good.
there was some other Japanese cartoon type thing, and I thought, what the heck is this? And I wasn't allowed to touch them because they're very valuable.
Of course they are. Dot, I was going to make a joke there and go, oh, we finally met someone that dated Liam, but then you said the Japanese figurines, and now it's like you've got a hybrid of Ben
funny
and Liam.
Because
and years later, I saw a 40-year-old virgin. I was like, I dated that guy.
And you were like, oh, you got lots of toys. He's like, they're figurines, they're collectibles. And that's the thing. I love Star Wars, but I do find anime extremely weird.
Whereas Ben, you like a bit of anime.
Yes, I'm watching Death Note at the moment.
Mm-hmm. That one.
It's so funny though how you can be. I get it. I'm like a nerd in some things, and I'll look at other things and go, "What a nerd!" You know what I mean?
Thanks so much, Dot. Kate joins us now. Good evening, Kate. What was in their bedroom that gave you the ick?
Hey guys, so I was dating a guy, and naturally, as you start to progress over to their house, I remember going into his room, and at first I kind of noticed a couple of photo frames scattered around, which is normal, but the problem is they didn't have photos in them, they just had stock photos, like when you buy them straight off the shelf.
That is serial killer energy.
Well, it's like he wanted pictures up, but it's almost like he didn't have any friends or special people in his life that he'd want to frame and show those memories to everyone.
I don't No, but like, look, one or two kind of would have been like, oh yeah, maybe he's forgotten. But I reckon the more I looked around, the more I could see them actually physically on the wall, on the side table, around the house. And it was like he's obviously put the effort to pin them up on the wall and stuff, but just never put his own
That's
photos in them.
creepy. Yeah, nah, Kate,
Yeah.
no. Tell me that you ran the other way.
Look, yeah, we stopped dating shortly after. I never really questioned him about it, and I didn't really want to know the answer. But yeah, it just was not. It didn't sit okay with me, like laying on his bed and seeing a random couple sailing. Yeah, like
I
and their
bet
dogs and.
When you broke up, he was like, damn, I almost had someone to put in a frame.
No, I could stop looking at the generic border collie and blonde woman on a hill.
Another year, another stock photo.
Oh, that's actually sad now that you say that.
That bit was Baby Gronk approved.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Northbridge or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Oi, stop gooning. The next bit's about to start.
When you work in radio long enough, you start to get a pretty good BS read on people's stories. So we've got the BS meter here in the studio with us. And what we like to do is test it out every now and then, make sure it's calibrated. So you call 13 24 10. You tell us a story, could be true, could be fake, and we have to try and guess what the truth is. And if you can trick us, we'll pay for your dinner.
Let's kick it off with Katie. Good evening, Katie. Tell us your story.
So back in the day when I was a bit younger and a bit sillier, I was walking around Newtown. I'd had a few drinks. And it started raining on us, so I went and hid, like the closest shelter was in a graveyard. So I went and hid like under some cover in there. And I saw a couple of guys, when it started raining, jump into like a grave and start to get a little bit freaky in there.
Hang on. So there was a grave maybe dug for a funeral the next day, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't know if it had been used yet or like if it was just they're ready for like the next day or what happened, but yeah.
And you saw 2 Inner West dudes jump in there.
Yeah.
What?
I'm assuming I know what they were doing in there, but you never know.
Well, yeah, true.
What were they doing in there? No, I'm kidding. I'll get the BS meter out. I do believe you. I think you're telling the truth, Katie.
Yeah, I am.
Whoa, they went full Saltburn.
Yeah. It was a bit of a weird one.
Did you just slowly leave the cemetery after that?
I waited for it to stop raining because it was like pouring down. But yeah.
I'm just going to hang here and see how this plays out.
Yeah, I'm just going to watch this in the rain. It's kind of sexy.
Thanks, Katie. Mick in Melbourne, hit us with your story.
All right, guys. Right, so when I was about 18, me and 4 mates were swimming out the back beach at Portsea in the big waves. Anyway, we got sucked out in the rip. Next minute, a rubber ducky comes flying over the top. And a giant-sized hand, like a shovel, comes over. It was the hand of God, Gary Ablett, in a rubber ducky, filming Good Morning Melbourne, and ripped us into the boat. And it was for old Moonface's show, Bert Newton's show, Good Morning Melbourne. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I mean, Mick, honestly, you're an insane person if you made that up. So, I mean, I'm going to get the BS meter out. It's the weirdest story ever. I think you're telling the truth.
No, it was Dermot Brereton.
Okay. Well,
you've bloody done us in. You have done us in there, well and truly. It was Dermy.
It's a shame as well because it would have been.
Big blonde bombshell, a giant bicep is what I should have said.
Yeah.
I would have given it away.
It would have been better if it was the hand of God, though, I reckon. Bit better than Dermy.
Mate, imagine that.
Good on you, Mick.
Oh, Mick, incredible. What a story. What a yarn. That was BS based in a lot of truth.
Yeah.
That's a tricky one. That's hard to get.
That's the thing. Do you count it if it's just one tiny detail?
Oh, we got to count that.
Okay.
We got to count it. You got one over us. Fair and square.
What a legend.
The Ben, Liam and Bell podcast. Wait, is Liam that guy from TikTok?
13 24 10 is our number. Give us a buzz. We want to know, what did your dog eat? After a Melbourne woman has been found guilty of trying to sell 2 human toes that a dog had eaten and then vomited up. And then she put them in a jar of formaldehyde and then hid them in her wall and then tried to sell them on the black market.
That's not good. That's not great.
I mean, we just a few minutes ago were doing the BS meter, and this feels like one of those, but it is true.
In the jar with the human toes, they also found a pig trotter, an alligator claw, a bird skull, and her kid's baby teeth.
Is this woman a witch? Because the question has to be asked at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but witches don't sell their stuff online. She would keep it.
I suppose so. I thought my dog had swallowed a golf ball or something. Took him to the vet today. Tumour, benign, all good.
Okay, good. That was a real roller coaster.
Yeah, it was actually. It was a bit of a scary day for me. Interesting time for me to tell you guys that, to be honest. But no, it's going somewhere. They were like, "Oh, good boy," and they gave him a treat after they did it was just a small. They just took a biopsy sort of thing, and they gave him a treat, and he was so excited that he started choking on the. He was like, and then he was like fully choking. And then the vet, it was the best place to do it, really.
Yeah.
She just had 2 fingers and just bam, just like right down his throat.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, it's really lodged in there." Pulled it out.
And there's a bill for $2,000.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but everyone's all good.
Wow.
Didn't eat anything. Jamie, what did your pet eat?
Yeah, hey team. So my beautiful, handsome Benji decided that he wanted to taste the rainbow. So he got into the snack jar and ate basically an entire packet of Skittles.
Yeah, right. And how does a dog go with Skittles? You know, there's like obviously chocolate, not good. There's different things that are like, toxic. But what does a Skittle do to them?
Well, I tell you what, it was the sweetest, most delicious smelling dog vomit I've ever
I know.
experienced. So he just did a nice little upchuck. His breath smelled great for days, and nothing too crazy.
Yeah, nice.
Just a bit of a sore tummy.
Yeah, it would have been easy to find his poos at the park as well, all rainbow coloured. It's like, you hear people walking around and go, "You see that, kids? That's a unicorn poo over there."
It's the Liam, Ben and Bell podcast. Liam owes me $50 for saying that.
13 24 10. What did your dog eat? That's what we want to know. After a woman, she worked at a dog shelter, and she's working with this one dog, vomited up human toes. She dusted them off, took them home, and sold them on the black market.
Only for like $300 as well. So I don't know how much I would have thought toes go for, but
Yeah, I think it might have been to a collector rather than someone who wanted to use them.
Wait, what? What do you mean? Who's collecting toes?
Yeah, toe collector.
People? Someone was going to buy them. Because I thought that if she was selling human toes on the black market, it would be like someone buying a heart, for example, or a kidney.
Yeah, I don't think it's like fresh. I don't
Yeah.
think you can just chuck them on.
It's more
Yeah.
just look at it or you show a guest.
Yeah, you have someone over for dinner and you want to see something crazy. And you like, open up a drawer. There's some toes in a jar.
Side note, 13 24 10. What did you buy from the black market?
Well, that'd be good. That would be good. It's not what we're doing right now, though. We're just doing what did your dog eat? Ed in Sydney. It cost you $10,000. What did your dog eat?
That's right. Yeah, unfortunately, my dog has a fetish for tennis balls, and over the space of 3 years, she ate 4 tennis balls, which had to get cut out. Yeah.
Oh
They
no!
get stuck. Yeah.
And obviously dogs love tennis balls. They love chasing them, catching them. Was it sort of like a catch accident where your dog went up to catch it with her mouth and just sort of went down, or just actually ate the tennis ball?
No, well, she did it 4 times. She just has this fetish. So if there's a tennis ball around, she's just going to chew it to pieces, and it's the pieces that she'll start swallowing, and then they get stuck. And when they get stuck, they can't get them out, and so they have to operate, and it costs an absolute fortune.
Is she all good now?
She's great now. Yeah, we just don't have a tennis ball inside.
Thank God for that. And when she farts, it sounds like a tennis canister opening a fresh lid of four balls. Emma joins us in Melbourne. What did your dog eat?
Well, 2 weeks ago, my mother-in-law's dog ate her teeth on her 70th birthday.
Oh, because it's funny sometimes you see those like photos when people like edit the teeth on the dogs.
Yeah.
Like it's like a real Facebook mum meme sort of. Was there a moment where the Labrador had your Nana's sort of teeth, or no?
Yeah, well, probably not wearing them like a person, but they woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to hear crunching and fortunately got all of the pieces. Otherwise, that would have bitten her on the backside on the way through.
Oh, that's done the rounds.
We will take that to the bank, ladies and gentlemen, and we're here for 2 hours every weeknight, late drive. Join us from 6 to 8.
Emma, you have a great night.
Thank you.
The crowd loved it.
Zinger.
And that's it.
Like that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Bell.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Northbridge or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.